So Kaiju 8 was released April 2024 and later returned with a second season this year. Since its release, it has consistently been received as one of the better recent anime. Jody, start us off. Tell us about some of the characters and cast of the show.
Well, let's kick things off with the heart of Kaiju number 8, which is Kafka Hibino, if I'm saying that correctly. And he's not your typical shonen protagonist. You know, he's older, he's failed before, and he's not the strongest on the team. You know, where like other animes, they look at the 6-year-old and they like, yeah, let's put him in the front lines and then wonder what the hell happened when he grew up. Shout out to Sonate Brother. But he was once he was a garbage man who had a failed childhood dream of being a great soldier with his childhood friend, Mina. Whereas she succeeded, he just became a garbage man and just failed to do it until one day a parasite invaded his body on some freaky shit and gave him some powers. And now he has to not only hold it down for everybody else every now and then, but he has to make sure to keep his humanity intact and traverse this world where kaijus don't really look favorably. Where while Kafka, or is it Kafka or Kafka? I don't even know. But while he may be the heart of the series, I think the backbone is in the supporting trio, where Mina, the childhood friend, which she's like the guiding light. She's calm, capable, focused. She embodies the ideal soldier and pretty much holds it down. She's the rock for the rest of the people. Kikoru, her and Reno were in the academy along with Kafka. Both of them, they show different sides of courage, leadership, and growth for these soldiers, which actually it doesn't just make Kaiju number 8 just like about monsters. It also it's about the people along the whole story. Kikoru, who she has like this, she has this like perfectionism to her, and her perfectionism and need to live up to expectations show the other side of heroism, which is like the burden of legacy whenever you're trying to escape somebody's shadow. Reno, his growth reflects the idea that resolve and hard work can match natural talent. And his loyalty to Kafka kind of like humanizes the story's emotional stakes. One of the things that I will say about Kaiju number 8's biggest strengths is how even the minor characters add weight to the story. For example, Iharu, I think they bring perspective, showing the fear and ambition of ordinary people. Like what happens when you're not Naruto? What do you do? And that helps the story keep it fresh, so it's not just about kaijus. It's not just about, just big monsters or whatever. It's also about like the soldiers in the front lines and things that they're going through. So that's pretty much the cast for it. You got it from your direct?
Nah, for sure. Excellent rap, dog. That was pretty good. I think one of the things that really stuck out to me, in this one of the things that I'm really interested in is the power system. Aaron, you got anything that speaks to that?
So basically how the power system works for Kaiju number 8, it's a mix of like biology, like kaiju biology, and then like military technology. So like the general soldier, they're wearing these power suits that are made of like fibers that are made from kaiju. And then as you go through the ranks, you're able to tolerate more and more kaiju influence on your body. You get promoted to having a weapon. And the weapons are made of like the name kaiju. Just like, Kafka's named Kaiju number 8, right? Which kind of breaks the system a little bit because he can turn into a kaiju. But typically, like Kaiju number 1, 2, 3, and all that, they have numbers because they're made into weapons. So the normal kaiju, their fortitude is in between 6 and 8. Those are just like normal deadly kaiju that can be handled. Those are the ones that are just getting killed like fodder, right? They're not that bad, right? Fortitude 9 plus, that's catastrophic. That's disaster class monsters. Those can wipe out entire like cities, like states. Like they're a major threat. And obviously 9 plus beyond that is just like world ending. That's when like the numbers come by. Trying to think, I think that's pretty much the power system explained.
Nah, for sure. That's definitely dope. And I think like one of the interesting things about this anime is the fights. So before I watched it, I was always wondering, like, how are they gonna do, like, are they gonna do like big slow monster fights? Am I gonna be like looking at, old Godzilla versus King Kong just in like anime form? That's not how it is at all. The fights are very intuitive, they're very creative. Kind of like you said, the kaiju influence is on the soldier's body is like kind of standard. And they utilize it in different ways. Like Reno, for instance, has like an ice gun, right? He's using like ice bullets. Some people are using melee weapons. So, and I think the fights are they're not really choreographed, but they're like really dynamic, right? And they're used to, a lot of the times they're used to showcase like character development and get into more like the backstory and stuff like that. Do you guys have like a particular fight that you enjoy better than the others?
The fights weren't really all that impressive, mainly because I've been ruined by like, Jujutsu Kaisen and other animes similar to that. But I would say the fight between Hoshina and Kaiju number 10 stuck out a little bit more to me, just because I like Hoshina's style of fighting, which has a lot of potential to be choreographed, but it's just not. Other than that, every other fight has been, like you said, dynamic, where it's like a couple big hits here and there, and then that one big final charge up hit ends it all. So there's not really much I can say too much about the fights. What about you, Aaron?
Yeah. So like you said, like the fights, they're not super like hyper choreographed. They're not very like martial or anything. They're just kind of mostly flashy. And I guess if you compare that to other anime, then it's maybe not as impressive, but still very enjoying to watch. One of my favorite fights was I think early in the season was where Kikoru, she had basically stepped out. You see how they had doubted, not maybe they doubted her power, but like she's stepping out into the new, was it Squad System 1 or whatever? She steps out and she just makes a splash immediately. So she starts, chopping down like monsters by the froth. And it was just very impressive just to see one of the characters that normally was, I wouldn't say rated underpowered, but normally what wasn't expected to do as well, just completely just, slaughter entire map and everyone being surprised.
Have y'all seen the recent episode where like that one girl had her "I'm a soldier" moment, but she still got clapped? I like things like that a lot.
Do we have like any guesses for when we do we have anything we want to see from the anime in particular in the future? You guys think, how long do you think the anime is going to be? Like, what are we thinking?
Another 2 more seasons.
2 more seasons? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's explaining the deal about where the kaiju come from, who's organizing them, their intent, things like that. I don't think that's going to be explained in the next season. I think they're going to need at least like 2 more for that. And they got to go through like how they're going to resolve Kafka being like kind of absorbed by his kaiju, because he's turning into, so there's a lot of things that they're going to have to address. So I agree. 2, 3, I would love for it to be like 3 more seasons, but like 2, 3, 2 seasons. I can see that easy. What are we giving this out of 10, guys? Solid 8.
Solid 8?
Solid
Kaiju 8?
Funny. But yes. Solid 8.
What'd you say, Jody?
No, I'd give it a 7. I can see myself dropping this anime later on.
Yeah, I'll go 8.5, 8.4, because I genuinely look forward to the next episode. But that is it, guys. So we'll catch you later.